was muted. My bad. Knicks family, welcome back to the Garden Mix podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here by myself tonight. The fellas could not join me. They were pretty busy, so I'm here. This is what you got. This is what you got tonight. So let's talk about it. Knicks defeat the Cavs, 92-81 at home. About time to get a win in the Garden. I think it was 5 games. Straight that they lost in the Garden. Can't have that. Definitely can't have that. So yeah, what's going on, Raul? Shout out to the chat. Yo, what's going on, man? Yeah, it's been a minute. Ain't seen you here in a minute, man. Where you been at? It's been a while. So yeah, man. Let's dissect this game a little bit. You got a pretty good game from from Jalen Brunson. He basically willed this game for us tonight. I think if it wasn't for Jalen Brunson, we wouldn't be where we are today. I think we're back to 11-13 now on the season, and I just don't see this team being where we are right now if it wasn't for Jalen Brunson. So like I said, 23 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, +3 from the field, 3 turnovers. We had a problem with turnovers tonight. Specifically RJ and a few of the guys Brunson and Grimes, but so yeah, Brunson 7 for 8 from the free throw line, 2 for 4 from the 3, 7 for 16 from the field, and of course a lot of his baskets are in the paint. He knows how to get in there and make shots, at timely baskets too, and that's what you get. That's what you get from Jalen, man. He's a very, very high IQ player. But yeah, man, it's a breath of fresh air compared to the guards that we've had the past couple of years. It's I don't want to go down a list, but yeah, too much PTSD for that. Julius 7 for 19 from the field, 1 for 7 from 3. Wasn't a great efficient game for Julius. He was a little tough tonight. I think the first half he was pretty good. I mean, typical Julius stuff. It was normal Julius half. But he was able to. Actually, no, I think he didn't really shoot it well in the first half. Him and RJ, neither one of them shot it well in the first half. I think RJ was 1 for 9 in the first half, and ended up being 4 for 8. No, 4 for 5 actually. So I think it was 1 for 8. I think it was 1 for 8 in the first half, and it ended up being 4 for 5 in the second half. And that's kind of what RJ's MO has been. Has always been he has better second halves than first halves, but it's ugly. Doesn't really look pretty. 6 turnovers from RJ. It's not what you want to see. It's not pretty basketball. But at least he brings you out the 8 rebounds, and he's still +7 from the field. On the floor, +7 from the plus minus. Julius was flat out 0. These guys got to defend better if they're not going to be that efficient and going to bring you turnovers. Like RJ does. You got to defend a lot better than you are out there, and you got to be a little bit more efficient. Mitchell Robinson had 5 points, but 11 rebounds, 3 steals and a block. This guy's just. He anchors the defense. It's clear when he's not around, it's hard for this team to really get it going. Defensively, he just backs everybody up, and makes everybody feel comfortable on defense to just play whatever game that they want to play. And that's just, that's kind of what you want. That's what you want from this guy, man. He's just a very good anchor. And that kind of, if you look at it technically. If we're really being honest here, if you look at the Cavs tonight, they clearly missed what's the guy, Jared Allen over there. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if Jared Allen was there tonight, I think we scored. I forgot how many points in the paint we scored. I should be able to go look at that somewhere, but I probably don't have time to do that right now. But points in the paint. I think we flat out were going crazy points in the paint. They didn't really have many at one point, and that's directly tied to Jared Allen not being there. So it was good that we took advantage of that tonight. And that we had to do there. Quentin Grimes, he was 2 for 8 from the field. 4 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. He had 4 turnovers. But great defense on Donovan Mitchell a lot during this game. I mean, just his defense in general. He just knows how to play, very, very sound defense. He knows how to stay in front of guys. He challenges, especially Donovan tonight. Donovan couldn't really get any shots going. How many? What was Donovan? Donovan was 8 for 22, 2 for 11 from 3. Donovan still had 23 points, but 5 for 6 from the free throw line, but 8 for 22 from the field. And and Grimes was pretty much on him the whole game. And that's kind of Grimes and RJ. RJ did a good job in them few plays that he was guarding him, but Grimes for sure. He's definitely. I mean, just seeing him play defense is just different from a lot of these other guys. It's just a breath of fresh air, man. But yeah, the numbers don't really speak to how valuable he is. 0 for 4 from 3. Didn't get to the free throw line once at all. So it's hard to back it, but it's definitely welcome to see what he does on the floor. He just does everything, on both sides. But you just want him to get that consistency, and he's getting back in rhythm. Like I said before, he's not going to get a lot of shots all the time. He's not going to get the exact same shots that he might. Other guys know they're going to get at least 10 to 12 shots or 15 to 20 shots a game, unlike Grimes. But he's working his way into finding rhythm with a lower volume of shots, and that's what you want to see. Now, the first 2 people off the bench tonight was Grimes. It was McBride and Quickly, which was different. You didn't see any Cam Reddish. You didn't see any Derrick Rose. Of course, we're already not seeing Evan Fournier, but just imagine thinking of last year and then looking to see Evan Fournier DNP, Derrick Rose DNP. It's just like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, it's Cam Reddish DNP last year was regular. So was Jericho Sims. Speed my high look. He wasn't here, but just to have a lot of these veterans that coach played so heavily last year, Derrick Rose and Evan Fournier, to just be DNPs. It's kind of odd, But Quickly and McBride's defense is just, he's 1-on-1 defensively. It's hard for him to get. He's 0 for 4. He took 4 threes. That's literally all the shots he took. Didn't get to the basket, and that's one of my gripes with McBride, is the fact that all of his shots are primarily shots, like not drives. He doesn't challenge. Unless it's a fast break, he doesn't really head fake and get to the basket, try to dish out kind of thing. That the same issue I kind of had with Quick in year 1. Miles is still dealing with that, but at the end of the day, when you don't get much playing time, you can't really fix those flaws like that. But McBride definitely, just defensive intensity is just great. He didn't score at all, but still had 2 assists and was a +8 on the field. Just with the unit he was out there with. Quickly, +13. He was 12 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 6 for 8 from the field. Quickly, he was just having a game, man. He was having a game. It sucks to hear his name in trade rumors. I hope there's nothing to that, but at the end of the day, it's a business, and that's what we as fans have to understand, that it's a business, and there's nothing we can do about that. We just got to ride with it. What I don't like riding with is the fact that Obi Toppin is still getting under 15 minutes a game. It's 13 minutes tonight, 2 for 7 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. Still a +13 with 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. There has to be a way for this guy, and they pick up his option too. Like, you pick up his option, but yet this is what you do. I don't know. Something's not adding up. somehow they have to get him to be patient enough to say, just deal with being played under 15 minutes a game right now. Because he deserves 20, 25 at minimum. I'm saying 25. I mean, he's not perfect, but come on, like, this is the guy that, plays with most the thing about I love about Obi is he plays with momentum and energy. Like, he's an energy guy. He doesn't go out there trying to get his own shot, and he kind of plays through the motion. Like, sometimes he's a little bit too passive, but he's got to play, man. He gets out on the floor. He's starting to play better defensively, starting to rebound a little bit better for his size and position. But for him to still be getting the least amount of minutes out of every player played, and McBride played that game, I don't know, man. Just this coach continues to confuse me. Let's see what the chat is talking about. Hey, yo, my man, Jose. I was at the game today. The lack of passing by RJ is ridiculous. He missed 3 passes for legs. He's been frustrating this year. And I'm a big RJ fan. You guys know I'm a huge RJ fan. It's frustrating to watch. I was sitting there earlier watching it with my wife. I'm saying, come on, Arj. I was calling him. She's like, did you just call him Arj? I said, yeah, just call him Arj. He doesn't even deserve the RJ. Like, just get the Arj. He's frustrating, to say the least. It's just very frustrating to watch. I'm tired as hell. Just frustrating to watch this year, but I'm just hoping that he can work through it. I don't even know what to say. It's forcing up shots. He gets on the fast break, and it's like tunnel vision. He doesn't see anybody else in the fast break. And then when he gets the foul, that kind of, vindicates him going to the basket and not passing to anybody, and then he does it more often. It's like, nah, bro, like, it's not a reward. You need to learn how to look up for your teammates. Yeah, you know how to draw a foul. That's nice, but come on. He also says the game reminded me of 2 years ago when the Knicks made the playoffs. They were all over Donovan. Were you saying Donovan is was the Julius in that situation? They were all over Julius. Grimes and McBride defensively was really good today. Yeah, I mean, those two out there, man. And I think that's probably why Coach ran them. I mean, and it makes sense. Let's be honest. He played one of the best backcourts in the league today. So as a coach, why don't you play two of your best perimeter defenders? And that's Miles McBride and that's Quentin Grimes, instead of Rose and Cam Reddish. I mean, I've seen Cam do some things defensively this year, but, it's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Part of my Spider-Man cup. But yeah, Rose and Reddish lack defense. Yeah, Reddish can defend. The thing about Reddish is a good one-on-one defender. But the moment you throw a pick at him, it's like a deer in headlights. I've seen him and Randall in pick and rolls so many times, and it's disastrous. Almost every time he's involved in a pick and roll, Reddish kind of like disappears. It's weird. Fournier's defense last year was fouling at half court, not allowing a fast break. You can't do that this year, and that's why they sat his ass. It's yeah, bro. Those little 1 points, we need those. Every last one of them. Obi pick and roll well. He always passes the ball to the right player. Somehow the starters don't pass off pick and roll. It's too many entitled guys in that lineup, and that's kind of why I feel like a guy who's not as good as Julius, but kind of might be able to run a role, i.e. Jeremy Grant kind of guy. Who, depending on he's talking to, he might be better than Julius, but someone like that, someone who kind of like fits that role, and at the same time can just make the right plays all the time. That kind of guy I think is what you're looking for. And he doesn't mind being the third guy in the offense. He doesn't have to bring up the ball. There's a few plays. I think there was a buzzer beater Julius hit or close to it, or last second shot in one of the quarters. I think maybe going into the half. I don't know what it was, but he just took the ball and ran up the court and didn't even look for Jalen. Didn't even look at all. Didn't look for Jalen or a teammate. Just took the ball up the court. So it's welcome when he has great games, but when he doesn't shoot well and he's entitled to continue to shoot, it's not fun to watch. I think you gotta find a way to move him at some point. It just, and then RJ had gotten fouled on. I think Julius threw the ball to RJ on a fast break early. I think it might have been third quarter. Throws the ball to RJ in a fast break. They both running. RJ was ahead of him a little bit. He throws it to RJ. The guy clouds RJ, and RJ goes up and he gets fouled. RJ could have passed the ball back to Julius. It might have been the right play, depending on who you're talking to. Or RJ drawing the foul could have been the right play, depending on who you're talking to. But RJ goes up. He gets fouled. And Julius doesn't even give him the dap, yo, good job or nothing. He just turns around and walks up the court with an attitude. That's see, man, this is kind of the issue here. And that's not fun to watch. It's not fun to watch. But that's just my personal opinion watching it. Sometimes it's kind of you want someone who's more team driven, and that energy don't lie. That energy doesn't lie, man. When you're on the court and somebody is instead of being so dismissive and instead of being abrasive, they're welcome and hey, yo, you made a mistake. It's cool. I got you. Still pat you on the back and let's keep it going. It's very noticeable on the court. Jose says when the Knicks ran the play and everyone was moving, it looked good, but they stopped doing it as usual, and that's usually what happens towards the end of the game, and that's kind of why we lose. And that's an issue, and it's come on, we end up in these situations every single game because what we were doing earlier in the game, and which worked, it stopped working. Kind of like last night or yesterday when we played the Mavericks. First half, we're one team. The second half, we don't know who the hell we are. We don't know what team we play for, what city the team plays in, what offense, the coach. They don't know any of that. They don't know any of that. It's kind of annoying to watch sometimes. But these guys they need to figure it out. They need to figure it out. And the front office also needs to figure it out as well. It's on them to not continue letting this just rock, whether it's from the coaching standpoint or from player standpoint. But they won this game. This is nice, but you want these guys to play like this every night. Tonight was the first night I saw these guys hustled more likely than not every play. There was some plays that they took off, but these guys actually, for once as a team tonight, rebounded as a team, defended as a team with some passion. And that's kind of what you want to watch. That's what you want to watch. I'm tired of watching other teams out hustle us every single game. You can't sit here and watch this team play and not be frustrated when other teams out hustle us, especially at home. So tonight was everything. This whole game was a sight for sore eyes. The fact that we played from start to finish and we kept the lead. You kept the lead. It's that's something that doesn't happen a lot, especially against good teams. But like I said, they were missing Jared Allen, which, we got to give ourselves. I'm going to give these guys some credit. We still kept them to 81 points, and I think by scheme, Tom Thibodeau for once said, "You know what? I'm going to play my defenders and McBride and Grimes, and against the two of the best, backcourt guys in the game right now, together, the duo, but the best backcourt, one of the best backcourt duos in the game. Of course, I'm going to put my two best defenders out there on them, and that's what you do." And then Donovan couldn't get going, and neither could Darius Garland. I think Darius Garland ended up with 17 points on 5 of 19 shooting. 5 of 19 shooting. He shot 26.3% tonight. 3 for 9 from the field. Donovan Mitchell 8 for 22 from the field. I'm sorry, Darius Garland was 3 for 9 from the three, and Donovan Mitchell was 2 for 11 from the three, 18%. And these guys were fairly efficient at the free throw line. They both only missed one out of 5 for Darius and 1 out of 6 for Donovan. But that was a wise move by the coach to come in and say, I'm going to play my defensive guys and let that lead the charge tonight against this offensive team who's missing their defensive anchor, and that showed because we got a lot of our points in the paint tonight. Joe, shout out to Joe Long. Hey, they finally won, bro. Listen, it's tough stretch, especially at home. To lose 5 straight at home, not good. So yes, they finally won, man, and hopefully they can keep this thing going. The Knicks starters play one-on-one basketball. I mean, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, they're gonna get a lot of those touches. That's why I said you got to remove one of them, and it's more than likely gonna be Julius. And if it's Julius, replace him with someone who might not be as good as Julius, but someone who is more willing to play a role in the system and can get a bucket if he needs to. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's someone like a Jeremy Grant kind of player, because it's someone who can still go get them and still play a role at the same time. It doesn't have to, it's my team. If I don't get the ball, I'm gonna have attitude. I don't like that. You're not gonna be productive like that at all, ever. If it's all about you, and if you don't get what you want, then you're gonna have an attitude. You got all these other 14 other guys on the team. Like, come on, man. Their hustle tonight reminded me of when we made the playoffs 2 years ago. Yeah, because you had a team full of guys that defended. You still had, you had Elfrid. Let's be honest, Elfrid defended well. But we're not gonna go too far with the positivity on Elfrid. Just kidding. But the defense there, the Reggie Bullock, just in the defense, the rest of the team played. You still had Nerlens done well because Mitch was out that year, for most of that year with injuries, and these guys just held it up, man, defensively, and that's what you want. But you got to play like this every night, and then the offense has to match. Like, yeah, great, we kept them to 81 points tonight, but we also only scored 92. You know what I mean? Like, were we that great defensively tonight, or did they just have an off shooting night? They're two of their best guys. Did they just have an off shooting night? Let's be honest. It's one of the two. Yeah, let's give these guys credit defensively, but also, this is not a typical game you're going to see out of Garland and Donovan Mitchell. I mean, last time we played them, they didn't even have Garland and we lost. It's just Donovan Mitchell, and now you had them both. So shout out to some game planning by Tom, hopefully. But I just want to see something progressive. I don't want to see the ceiling that's we've already seen out of this team. There has to be a higher ceiling. There has to be something more. And if not, cool. But make some moves. It's December now. A lot of these teams, a lot of these players, you can't make trades until well into January. So you're not going to see a lot of trades until, because a lot of these players that these teams want to move, they can't enter, they can't just say if you want to trade for Durant and you have, let's just say, anyone on your team, you want to trade for Durant and you just now signed someone in the summertime that would make it easy to make that trade for Durant. And instead of trading away someone on your team who, I can make the trade right now, you kind of have to wait to that deadline to make a trade for that guy that you picked up over the summertime so that you can do it. So there's not going to be a lot of trades done until mid-December, well into January. So it's going to be a lot of, this is who we're going to be for at least another few weeks until some trade talks start happening. And we'll see what happens there. But hopefully, we can really do something, because I'm tired of us being like a laughing stock every trade deadline. Jose says, I hope we keep playing like this from now on. Defense. Yeah, man. I mean, Julius tried tonight. RJ tried tonight, and I think that's where that's how it has to go. Your two best guys, really, two of your best guys have to defend. You're not going to get much defense out of Brunson straight because of his size. His effort's going to be there, and that's all you ask for. But because of his size, he's 6'1", doesn't really have the longest arms. He's not really going to be able to defend a lot of people. But he puts his heart out there. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I think he's like 4th in the league right now with drawn charges. I think they put up the stat tonight. I think Kevin Love was first, which is crazy because he only plays like 21 minutes a game and he comes off the bench. And he leads the league in drawn charges. But Jalen Brunson is 4th. And we got that guy, man. Hopefully he can continue to play well. He's not the greatest defensively, but we knew that, which is why your other starters, Julius and RJ, have to be better at defense. Grimes does that. Mitch does that. Those are the only two guys left is RJ and Julius, so that's just it. Mike Jones, shout out to that's my cousin, y'all, my family. He got the Statue of Liberty and the and the kangaroo because he's out in Australia now. So call him from the Bronx. Call him the Boogie Down Under. It's my family, my blood right there. Shout out to you. Big Taz, what's going on, family? Good win by Knicks tonight. Too much traveling calls though. Boy, what was it? 13, 14 traveling calls? The most in an NBA game ever. The most traveling calls in an NBA game ever. That's the real reason why it was a 92 to 81 point game. This was a drag. It was tough to watch. I was tired. I fell asleep a bunch of times because the pace was just so slow. The pace was slow. I'm sitting there watching it, like kind of dozing off. Just it's every other second. It was a travel call, whistle. Like it was just crazy. The pace was so terrible tonight. And they literally called the most traveling calls in NBA history tonight. It's not crazy. That stat alone is not crazy. It's just, I don't know. I think that's just odd. And he also says, question, what is your take on Derrick Rose? All right. I think it's time for Derrick Rose to go. Respectfully. Because I think Derrick Rose has served his time here. I think he can play somewhere else as the guy off the bench. I think we have too many guards off the bench that are earning it on this roster, and they're not getting traded anywhere. So Derrick Rose is stuck in a very, very peculiar position where it's him versus the man you quickly. I mean, he's not beating the man you quickly. Quickly, he's having way better game. He's not shooting well this year. He's not playing well. Rose is not playing well this year. His numbers don't look good. His numbers really do not look good. Man, like I don't know. Like they have to move on. They have to move on from him. They got to move on from Fournier. And I would keep Reddish until you can figure out where you can fit him in the rotation, whether it's situational or what. But Rose and Fournier have to go. They deserve to play, but just not here. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want them to waste away here. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, that's just it. Jose said we had NCAA referees today. Yeah, it was whack. It was terrible to watch. It was terrible to watch. It was boring. I never want to watch a game like that again with that many whistles. The whistles are just crazy. I mean, just to add on the normal amount of whistles you get in the game, they called the most traveling calls in an NBA game in history. So that's just the travels. Not to mention all the other calls that they already call in the game. So it's just terrible. It's just boring. I'm glad we were able to figure out how to keep a lead and win a game at home on a Sunday. But man, those refs, It was just boring. Shout out to you, Xavier. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. Tough weekend. I know we lost two blowout. I don't even know the final score of the Mavericks game. I turned it off at the beginning of the fourth quarter. I couldn't watch it anymore. Just I'm not doing that to myself. I got family, I got kids. I don't want my mood to be all messed up. Like, you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. But yeah, man. Jose, good night. Get some Z's, bro. It's right after this. I'm out of here. I'm sipping on my water so I can keep hydrated. But bro, it's time to go. It's time for me to go. Actually, who else can we talk about? Do we got anybody else that I haven't addressed? Not really. This is the Cavs. I don't need you guys. Hartenstein. Let's talk about Hart real quick. Hart had a great game. Great game. I think wasn't he the highest plus minus? Yes, he was. Plus 16, highest plus minus, 10 points. Only one turnover, 2 personal fouls, one assist, 9 rebounds, 6 offensive, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 4 for 9. Just knowing where to be, hustle, all the intangibles that you need from a big man, just a player. That's Isaiah, man. Like, he's one of those guys that you just don't want to ever not be on your team, whether he's starting or not. Isaiah needs to play in more than 14 minutes. I think he needs to play at least around 20 to 25 minutes. It's just the stuff that he brings to the game defensively and IQ. Sometimes he might not be as athletic as certain lineups aren't in his favor. And that's why they bring out Sims periodically here and there. But Isaiah got to play, man. 14 minutes is not going to cut it. You see the production that he gives you in those 14 minutes. He has to play. But so shout out to him. Just a little appreciation there for Isaiah Hartenstein. He's just he's a gem. These are the kind of role players you got to have on your team. You got to get all of the ego guys out. RJ's starting to get into an ego kind of guy. Catch him before it's too late, please. Because this team is starting to fill out with some guys that really like to play structured, high IQ basketball. And Brunson, Grimes, McBride. Quickly is getting a little bit better at it, but our Hartenstein, Toppin's getting better at it. So RJ's needs to continue to move along with the team with that IQ as well. And he needs to be put in better positions. His coach needs to put these guys in better positions. Offensively, role wise. I don't know, but that's all I got. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I'm here by myself anyway, so I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys are here, please hit that like button for us real quick. Just pay us with a like. That's all we need. That's all we need from y'all. But yeah, man. We gotta win on the road. From a team that everybody was scared that we were gonna lose this game. Let's be honest. Everybody thought we were gonna lose. To be honest. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, just being completely honest. Everybody thought we were gonna lose this game. And to be technical, in a way, we technically should have, as they would say, but it was good to get these guys after how we lost to them the first time. Now we still play them 2 more times this year, and that's going to be tough because they're not going to forget that, especially if Jared Allen's playing then. But Wednesday we play the Atlanta Hawks. We don't play again until Wednesday, so we got Monday and Tuesday off. Nice little break. Wednesday we play the Atlanta Hawks on December 7th. Friday we play the Charlotte Hornets in Charlotte, where I'm currently located. Would be nice if we could go, but got a lot of stuff going on. This is just not the year for a lot of the extracurricular activities because we're in the middle of moving. So wish us luck in that entire process because it's stressful. But we are definitely looking forward to being in a new little area. My little abode might change, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So yes, unfortunately, won't be there for the Friday game. Against the Hornets, we play them on Friday at 7 p.m. and then Sunday we play the Kings. And we can really win these 3 games, all 3 of these games. And we're already 11-13 right now, I believe. If we're 11-13 and we win these 3, we're 14-13. We're above 500, just like that. And we could win all 3 of these games. The Hawks are not a great defensive team. The Hornets are just not a great team all around. You never know what team you're gonna get from night to night. Same thing with us, which is why they're probably saying the same thing about the Knicks. But I think the presence of Jalen and a lot of these high IQ players in the lineup, you having Grimes play a lot in starting lineup with Jalen, high IQ, kind of combats the low IQ sometimes from our 2 other good guys. And Mitch is just there to just be the anchor for everybody else. So hopefully we can really make a nice little roll here. 3 games, even 4. I think we can beat the Bulls as well. And that'll put us at 15-13. But we've been here before, guys. I don't want to, wish too much because we're talking about the Knicks at the same time. Look at the other teams we got to play. After the Bulls, you have the Bulls twice actually. Pacers, you got the Warriors, Raptors, Bulls again. A lot of these games are winnable. We can fix our record pretty well, and then the start of the season is really in the past at that point. If you go into the 20s and you still got about 15 losses and you're in the 20s, that's at that point of the season you're doing pretty well, especially with the start that we had. So that's just me. Jose says, question, if other teams know when you're subbing in players, isn't it easier to prepare? Absolutely. I mean, you see it all the time. Like certain guys go in and all of a sudden the other guy goes right in. Like he wasn't at the scores table. He just saw that someone was going in and the coach was like, yo, you go in when he goes in. Sometimes coaches coach against each other, and they waiting for one guys to sub in and they bring their defender back in. Teams do it to us all the time. So I think it's a lot easier to know what other teams are doing if easier to prepare when guys are subbing in players. Who are did you hear about the beef between Trae Young and Nate McMillan? No, I did not. Talk to me there, Xavier. But did you hear about this said beef between Trae and Nate? I mean, that's bound to happen with how they started and how they haven't gotten past that hump. I mean, it's crazy because they weren't getting past that hump before they had Nate McMillan. They brought in Nate McMillan, and then they had that pretty good season. And that was the year that they played us in the playoffs, first round, and then went pretty far. And then ever since, it's not really been good. So you had to know at some point that the fingers are going to start getting pointed. He also says coach wanted him to come off the bench because he's rehabbing his shoulder, and Trae decided not to show up. Wow. Wow. My man really pulled the AI. That's crazy. Unfortunately, the coach never wins these battles with the star. So I would just coach him. If I were you, coach, black man, if you want to keep your job, I would definitely do what I can to just talk to him, hash things over with him, and just figure out a way to be on the same page with your star, or you will be out of there as soon as they can make it happen. They're never gonna keep a player over a star. I mean, a coach over the star. Never gonna happen. Paul, shout out to my man Paul Wall, baby. He said Bulls trash, free win. Well, we play them 3 times in like the next 7 or 8 games. So hopefully those are 3 wins we can check off easily. Kings are the people team now. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. They've been playing pretty well ever since Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox have been back playing together since they played together. I think at Kentucky. They've been playing pretty well, and they got the guy Sabonis is there, and he's playing pretty good too. I don't know, man. I think those teams they can surprise you. They can surprise you. Did we play them already this year? I don't know, but yeah, man. I want to beat that team, just like we beat Utah. No one really expected that to happen, but we need to beat that team. Along with a lot of these other wins, we need to get a lot of these easy wins. This is the easier part of our schedule. We need to, as much as we can, get it every single win. And if they can fight and hustle the way they hustled tonight from start to finish, I think that's the key. Just hustling, man. Just hustle, man. These guys just need to really get in there and want it more than every other team. And that's exactly what Jalen Brunson said after losing to the Mavericks last night. He said they wanted it more. And they came in there tonight, the next night, after back-to-back, and outplayed one of the best offensive teams in the league from front to back. Didn't lose the league. And that's kind of what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Paul says, love Sabonis. Mitch might foul out in the half if he's not careful. I mean, Mitch is good for that. He's actually been pretty well, a lot better at staying out of foul trouble, but not really. They're gonna have to defend by a committee on with a body out there. Hopefully, Hartenstein, who's pretty smart, he can stay in there and put a body on him and make it difficult for him and play smart defense, something that Julius has never been able to play on Sabonis in all of the years that he's been here. It's like the 4th year. I really think Hartenstein can do that. Hartenstein and also even Mitch. Mitch has been better this year. He played great against the Bucks. What was his stats? I think he had 15 points and 20 rebounds against the Bucks. Giannis and Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, and those guys. We still lost the game, but did we lose the game? Yes, I think we still lost that game. Yeah. It got close. And he fouled out at the end. We should have won that game. Yeah. Giannis fouled out. But yeah, man, Mitch he's been stepping it up this year. So if he can stay on his toes and play some on his defense and not get so crazy in the head, I really think that he can really have a good game against Sabonis. But it's usually tough for him against guys like Sabonis and even his arch nemesis. I call him his arch nemesis, Steven Adams. Boy, I think he needs to sit down with Steven Adams and just talk to him and listen, like, how can I teach me the ways? Because Steven Adams is a great role player for that position. Just great. Xavier says, I like how Mitch has been coming along this year. High energy, high effort. Absolutely, man. Like, Mitch has just been absolutely just stepping it up. He got his contract. It's not it. He said it. I think he tweeted it out. I got my contract and that's not it. Something he said along those lines, basically saying that it's time to really show everybody that it's, there's another level of Mitchell Robinson, and that's what you want. If you're gonna get another level of Mitch, please. I love the energy, grabbing boards and going up and trying to dunk on guys now. Just even some of the hook shots I've seen him pull out of the hat every now and then. That's kind of what you want to see from Mitch. So hopefully, he continues on this path and doesn't hit that ceiling so soon. He's getting close to it because he's not really adding more to his bag. But as long as he can master what he does well, and he's doing that in terms of the defense and still being one of the best paint defenders in the league and still getting a lot of blocks. Just being him, man. And I think he can still continue to show us a little bit more. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. 47 minutes. Wow. Thanks to you guys. I would have been out of here like minute 29. But this is why the chat is here for me. Appreciate y'all one more time. Like I said, if y'all here, hit that like, please. Ring the bell so that you're notified when we go live. And tell a friend, man. Tell a friend. And yeah, we can get some more of these shows to you guys. Shout out to my co-hosts who couldn't make it. Andre Jalera, Rick the Ruler. We all got families. We got stuff to do. We got a week to start tomorrow, but so do all you guys, and you guys are here with me. So shout out to y'all. But on that note, I'll see you guys Wednesday. I think we're playing them in. Is that in the Garden? Trae Young in the Garden. This is gonna be a game. This is gonna be a game. I can't wait. So, thank you guys once again for tuning into the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Hopefully after another tough but great win where we kept the lead for the entire game. Something that we don't really do a lot. But yeah, man, hopefully we can continue to stop these guys that are supposed to be better than us and to show the league who we can really be and build some chemistry and build some momentum going into the second half of the year. But yeah, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, y'all. Peace.